Life is not easy. It's not easy for anybody. Even people who are really well off have their own struggles. And no matter how badly I would struggle, you would struggle, or someone else would have it tough, it would feel the same basically for all of us. It's it's the feeling of life being tough, and it happens. And people usually ask me, how do you like keep on going? And it's like, I know who I am, I know what I want. And that's what's so frightening. People don't know today what they want. People are like 25, 30, 35. Some people are, I've spoken to people who are like up in their 40s, and like they come to the realizations that I figured out when I was really young. And the thing is, people don't know what they want. They live in idle mode, you know. They're literally NPC meme. Literally NPC meme people. That doesn't mean that everyone's stupid. They just don't know what they're doing. They don't know what they want in life, and they just see what happens. They literally live day by day. And I'm not like that. I've never been like that. When I was 14, 15, people know from my main video, like all those stories, that's from back when I was a teenager. But before even any of that happened, I didn't know who I was. I didn't know what I wanted. I spent around 1 to 2 years meditating a lot to figure myself out and know what I want in life, what's my passion, what's my dream, what's my goal, and sort away the things that doesn't matter to me. I figured it out really early. And I'm lucky that I basically had a midlife crisis when I was literally 14 years old. Some people get them when they're like up in their 30s, you know. I got mine when I was like 14, 15. People ask me, are you worried about turning Discord? People ask me like, are you worried about turning 30? Jesus Christ. I turn it off on one thing, comes back on another. But people ask me like, aren't you worried about turning 30? Like, won't that be scary? I'm like, no, I set up goals for myself, you know. I don't think, oh, I don't want to turn 30 because I'm going to be older. I think I'm going to work on myself and I hope to see improvement when I turn 30, you know. That's how I think. You can always think about everything from so many different angles. Life is literally what you make of it. There are people, like if you're 15 or 14, like if you're a teenager, if you're in your young 20s, like no matter what situation you're in, as long as you're young and you're healthy, life is literally in your hands. It's hard to see that perspective when you're that young, but you can do whatever you want to do. You can focus on your career. You can improve yourself physically. Like you can set up a plan. You can figure yourself out and find your passion in life, you know. You can do that. And then you have the less fortunate people, the people who have like disabilities, health issues, like then there's degrees. You have people like me who like will never be able to really work, but we're not like crippled to the point where like we can't live somewhat of a normal life. And it's like, yeah, the situation is a bit locked. Like I will never, like when people talk to me, I'm jealous of people. I'm jealous of almost everyone who is in good health and younger than me. Like if you're younger and in good health, you're better off than I am. Like it's as easy as that. But like I'm not gonna let anything stop me. Life isn't free. I want to find love. I want to be loved. I want to, have a wife. That's my passion. That's like what I burn for, is like sharing my heart with someone else. And I know I can do that. I've done that before, even though it wasn't perfect. But I know I can get there. I just need to be dedicated and work a lot on myself. I know it's not fair that someone else is born like with money or like really good genes and they get what I want for free. It's not fair, but the world is not fair, you know. There's people who die when they're 15. There's, people who lose everything and become homeless, life is not fair, but you can still make the best of it. You can always make the best of it, no matter who you are or where you are. Even if you're like 40 or 50 or like really old, if you're still alive, you can change things. You can make improvements for the better. Like, it's never too late. And it's not about, if you have a goal, you have to like have a goal that's obtainable for you. Like, for me, my goal can't be, oh, I want to have my dream job and be rich, like, or like be popular or something like that in a social way. Like, that's nothing I can be, no matter how much I would want to. That's not something I can be due to like me being in a little bit of a locked situation. But even then, there are people that are in way, way worse states who have even less options. So who am I really to complain? And that's something you gotta ask yourself. Who are you really to complain about your situation, and what can you do? Say you're like me. You're like maybe 25, and you've been unfortunate. You've never had a girlfriend. Okay, what have you done about that? How hard have you been working on it? Did you really change yourself? Are you making yourself more desirable? Or are you just being selfish? Do you just want everything for free? Or are you just angry because the world isn't fair? These are things you need to kind of ask yourself and figure out. Then you have the state of like planning things. You can plan out things so well and just be dedicated to it. For me right now, I'm working on improving myself a lot. I've been working out like crazy, it's like what I do nowadays. Like, when I have friends over or when I was with Lullaby, I'm happy when I'm around people or when I feel loved, and when I have that sensation, then I go more into my hobbies, I start eating more unhealthy, I stop doing healthy things for me, I play more video games, and I'm just like cracking more jokes and I'm more lively in that sense. But then when I'm alone, when I'm back to being alone, it's like I don't do that. I do the opposite. I like feel that I'm not happy and I don't like this sensation. So I'm gonna work on changing that. I'm working out a lot. I change my cast, I go back to meditating. I try to work on my personality, on my comedy, I do, like, the past 2 months I've basically only been doing Discord counseling and working out. That's all I do. And it's not, I like doing that. I like to do that. It's not like it's boring. I enjoy doing it. But it's like I want to change. I want to be happy. And that's the dilemma people have today. You have to choose what's more important, comfort or happiness. Are you content with being comfortable in your situation? Like I was with Lullaby, I was very comfortable. Like, I've never been so comfortable in my entire life as I was when I was with Lullaby. She was an amazing woman, She was a really nice girl. I was very comfortable. But I wasn't happy. There are things missing, and I couldn't reach my dream like that. My dream is to be like really, really relation-wise happy and get married. Like, that's my dream. I couldn't get it. So what was I gonna be okay with just having a girlfriend and being comfortable? Or am I gonna take the harder route and work hard and hope and pray and like give it my all to try and find happiness? And that's the choice we all have, one way or another. There are people who, they lose their custody of their child. There's people who are like, who need to take care of their family. There's people who are like young teenagers and really depressed, who like have to take care of their siblings. There are like so many different people in the world, and I'm lucky that I'm able to kind of try and help out by doing Discord counseling. I've talked to over 2,000 people, which is like over 6 years, of course, but it's a lot. I've been talking to a lot of people, and I've really been trying to help out, and I try to listen and understand people. And like, people have it really tough today. It's not easy. It's a tough world. but we're all in it together, and we all have options. And people ask me, what motivates you? How do you get motivated? Why do you do what you do? Well, I fixate like crazy. I know what my dream is, and it's a sensation you have inside. Like, I close my eyes, and in front of me, I see myself holding someone close to me. Like, I see myself holding my dream wife, and I see us being happy. I see myself living my dream. And I can't do things for myself. I can't. Like, I've been through too much. I've been through way too much to the point where I no longer can do things for myself. Like, I no longer can, but I can do it for someone else. So I close my eyes, I see this person, and for that person I can push myself to the limit. I can go that extra mile. I can take that walk every day. I can push myself to do more weightlifting reps. I can push myself physically, even though it feels like I'm dying half of the times. I can go to the grocery store and see all the baked favorite goodies that I used to buy, and I close my eyes, I see myself happy, and then the sensation to buy them, it disappears. Is your dream and your desire in life, is it stronger than the comfort you seek? You know? Is it like that, or is it not? That's something you need to figure out on your own. And how do you figure that out? You can do meditation. Everyone can do that. And like, you don't need to do it the best way. You just figure yourself out. Spend some time every day with yourself and with your thoughts. You know, learn about the world. Learn about yourself. Know who you are. Because that's so important. You have no idea how many people I walk past and I just see in their eyes and just get this, feel their, kind of like their aura, how they are like people, and it's so empty and frightening. It's like you fall into a zoo and you're around tigers. You know, you fell into a tiger den, and it's like kind of scary. You know, you don't want to. If you wonder, am I gonna walk past? You're gonna bite me. You know, it's like that kind of scary sensation most people today give, and I feel so blessed that I have such good friends that aren't like that. That are like vivid, lively people, you know. It's rare. It's rare for people to be that like that. And that's the thing. You can change. You don't have to be like that. You can be whoever you want. And people are like, how do you do it all? Okay. Let's start with mental strengthening meditation. You close down as many senses as possible. You make it dark. You make it quiet. And you get yourself in a nice position. You can lay down or sit down in a soft couch, whatever. Just get yourself really comfortable and relaxed. And make sure you physically feel good. Like, don't be in discomfort. Just be as relaxed as possible and start thinking. Start just repeating thoughts and try to understand yourself. Almost like you talk to yourself in your brain. Like, what makes me happy? Why do I want to be happy? Just as an example, you know. You just keep digging and digging, and you won't get the answers on day one. You may think you find some answers, but it's not about day one. It's about how you feel maybe 300 days from now, you know. Keep doing it every day, 5 to 10 minutes, more if you want to. I used to do it for like 30 minutes every day back in the day. So you have to like really do this consistently until you really get to know yourself. And then you can do the same thing. But instead of trying to figure yourself out, maybe you're a person who needs to relax. So you just relax as well as you can and just try not to think about anything and just exist. It's a good way of relaxing. And you can also do that like in a bathtub, you know. You can do that when you're bathing, or you can try to do that in a shower maybe too. Just figure out ways to relax. It's what you can do. And then after that, people might be asking me, how do you get in shape? Because I've been fat. I've been very fat in the past. And it's like, I did lose all my weight. And when I was a teenager, I was in very good shape. Like, I was really strong. I could run, you know. I was well built, you know. And I'm not there now, but I'm getting there. In 2 months, I've made huge progress. and I'm going to share all of my exercises, what I eat, and how I try to go about it all. And yeah, so let's get into that. So the first thing I do when I wake up is I try to do as many pull-ups as I can. And when I can't do more pull-ups, I try to do some pull-downs, which is basically when you, instead of making a pull-up, you just jump up and grab yourself and try to lower yourself as slowly as possible. And that's literally what I did. And I went from being able to do 0 pull-ups, and now I'm able to do 3. And it's been like 1.5 to 2 months, something like that. It hasn't been that much time. The best thing you can do is take a walk. It sounds silly, but it's one of the healthiest things you can do. Just when you wake up, that's when I prefer to do it, but once a day, just dress up, go out and walk for like 40 to 60 minutes. That's gonna like both make you happier, feel better, it's gonna make your heart healthier. Everything is gonna get better if you just take that walk. It's like the step number 1, I would say. Like, honestly, if you're overweight and you want to go like lose weight, if you just eat less and just walk for an hour every day, you're gonna see results. Like, it's like literally the best thing you can do. So that's sometimes people ask me, why do you take your walk every day? Well, it's like the most important part. It's like the healthiest one. So yeah, take your walk, put on some nice earphones or something, listen to music or whatever, or a podcast, and just hit the road like this. Just hit the road and let's go. Let's go together. You can know that in your heart that you're not the only one doing it. You can walk right with me every single day, you know? So yeah, a good step. Now we come to like stomach exercises. So I usually do around 20 to 40 crunches. You start, like, you don't need to worry that much about counting them. It's more about you doing as much as you can. So just start doing crunches like I do in the clip, and do as many as you can. And then you take a little break, a few seconds, and then you try to do a few more. You don't need to get up. You can just lay down on the ground for like 15 to 30 seconds when you're done, and just try to push a few more out there. When you're done with doing crunches, I want you to do these side taps. And you want to really move, like, you want to move your sides, not your shoulders as much. And you will feel like a good burning sensation. It's like you will feel that it exhausts you. It looks very silly and you feel awkward doing it. You feel like some kind of duck, or it feels like you're in a boat, but it's completely fine. You know, most of these things you can do at home where no one will see you, and you won't need to feel ashamed, other than like maybe your protective angel. Like if you have an angel that protects you, maybe he will look at you and cringe at you, but that's okay. You can see him anyway. Now after that, you might want to buy an ab roller. It can be useful. I feel like, I mean, you don't have to have one, but it certainly helps. They're not expensive. They're like between 10 to 20 bucks. You can easily get one from Amazon or whatever. And you just do as I do it. You try to you want to keep your back up in the air as much as you can as you do the ab roll. And you want to pull yourself down with the stomach and then pull yourself back up with the stomach. You don't want to use your arms and your arms and back as much as possible. You want to use your stomach when you do the pull. And if you do your crunches, then the side taps, you will really feel how it gets tough after that when you use the ab roller. So that's what it's like the stomach exercises I do. And you do these like between 2 to 3 times a day. You can do it morning, lunch, and then evening. Or you, like, even if you just do this once a day, if you do this once a day, you will notice a difference in the long run. And that's the thing, it's like, it's consistency. Like, none of this is gonna make a change right away. It's gonna take a long while before it all, like, before you start seeing results. You will get stronger pretty fast. Like, you will feel stronger, healthier, and more energetic. But like, if you want to have visible muscles, that's gonna take a long while. Now we come to, of course, normal push-ups. Currently I'm able to do 10 if that's the exercise I start with. It always depends on like what do you start doing. The thing you start doing you will be able to do more of, but usually I can do 10 push-ups for now, and I hope it's gonna be better, but that's not really where my focus is that much. I don't focus much on push-ups, but you can do that if you want. And again, same as with the crunches and stomach exercises, maybe 3 times a day. Do as many as you can and up the amount with the time. What's important when you do a push-up is that you try your best to keep your back kind of up in the air. You want to like lift with your arms, you know. Now we come to weights. When it comes to weights, it depends on how strong you are. I used to only have 2 small dumbbells, which is great. Like, it's if you're very weak, if you've never worked out before, or if you're like really out of shape, you don't need much more than like some 4 kilo dumbbells. They cost like, again, 10 to 20 bucks. It's cheap. You don't need more than that, honestly. The only thing is it gets very boring once you get stronger, because you're gonna reach a point where you start lifting them 50 times before you start to feel tired. It's like, you can do that, but it's kind of tedious, so it's easier to get big and good weights. And so what I usually do, I lift the weights from the inner circle, like the inner bar, 10 times, and then I lift it 10 times from the outer circle. And then after each 10 lifts, I take the small dumbbells and try to push like my muscles really to the max. It's very important not that it doesn't hurt. You're not supposed to be in pain when you do anything. If you feel like, because there's different types of sensation when you work out. You can have a burn, you can have like a stretchy small pain, and then you can have like a dislocating pain or like a joint pain. Now, the first 2 are okay. If it burns or if it's like a stretchy pain, that's great. That means you're making progress and that's nothing you need to worry about. However, if you're starting to have like serious pains, like you feel like a spot hurts very much, then you need to like maybe take it easy a day. You know, take the day off, or like do some other exercises, focus on something else. Because pain, like real pain, when it's like there's different types of pain, you will learn to get to know that, but pain is not good when you work out. That's a sign that you might be doing something wrong or your body needs to heal. Like, give it time. There's no pressure. You're not gonna see results in at least a year neither way, like visibly. Like, you will get stronger neither way. Strength you will gain. Physical appearance change is gonna take some time. So don't rush it. Don't risk hurting yourself. Take it easy and slow and be patient. It's, again, about consistency. And then you can end it with some kind of home cardio if you want. It's good if you're social, if you go to school or whatever. Like, play football, you can dance, you can do whatever you want. Personally, for me, I really like sword dancing, so that's what I do. I've always done that. I think even in my old like pure workout video where I was just going over like basic health maintenance like exercises I do, even then I used to do sword dancing. I've been doing that probably my whole life. I really like it. It's fun. It's a little bit awkward and cringe. I get that and I accept that, but I like it. I really enjoy it. But you need to do something like a little bit of cardio. You don't need to focus that much on the cardio. Like, the walk is more than enough. But if you can add in more, that's great. And lastly, when it comes to food, that's the thing. All you really need if you want to lose weight or be healthier, like food, being in a good diet, a healthy diet, and like taking your daily walks, that's all you really need to notice like weight loss. But it's not enough. But that will be a separate video in itself. Like what you eat and all that, I will make a separate video. I will showcase all the meals I eat right now, what I used to eat when I lost all my weight when I was younger. And best of all, I'm gonna show you how to cook it. I'm actually going to go through like almost like a tutorial with my shitty ass piece of shit 10-minute recording camera. It's like kind of scuffed. Everything I do is scuffed. People need to know that about my YouTube channel. It's a scuffed channel. But I hope people understand what I'm trying to say. I hope people take it to heart. And I wish you all the best. I really do. I do wish you all the best. And I know you can reach your dreams or figure out your dreams and then reach them. As long as you're being like a little bit smart and give it time. And no, not as always. This is kind of a new thing. I usually never advertise my own shit. If you want to support the channel, in the video description you can check shit out. And there's also like my Discord tag for people who have it rough. If you have a tough time, if life is not easy, if you're lonely and you need someone to talk to, you can add me on Discord. I will more than happily be here for you, and you know, I will hear you out. And if you want tips or advice, I will try to give you that too. It's up to you. But anyway, I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I see you all in my next cooking all my random food video. See you next time.